Hey, how's it going? Tonight is part 2 pen and pencil holders, part 2 storage organizer. And I've been working on this for several weeks. And when I show you what I'm working on, you're going to think, that took you weeks? What I've been doing is video logging my prep work. And just to kind of keep track, how much time am I really spending on this? And last night I was counting the amount of time on those videos, and it came out to over 24 hours. Now, not 24 straight hours, but 24 hours of time. And so I'm going to show you what I have so far. I have the parts here. I call these ramps, right? And then these are the containers. There are now 9 of these containers, and I'm racking my brain because it's been several weeks since the part 1 came out, and I know I cut one of these bottles apart on camera for part 1, and I think I had at least 2 already cut, I think. Refresh my memory in comments, or go back and watch that video. And this is one of the ramps, and I'm actually going to do this one on camera tonight. But I do want to, since I'm not done with the storage organizer, so I thought I would at least try and give you an update. Okay, when I covered or cut that one bottle and then covered it and the others, a couple of others as well, I used the blue masking tape. So I took that off and I used this fabric tape. That is really cool. So then I also cut enough of these bottles to have 9 of them. So I need 9. And these are just, one of the plans was to use craft sticks, and these are, I guess, the defects, the defective ones, and I decided to keep those around because they make really good picks. Not toothpicks, but, you know, if I need to get into a nook and cranny or something, they're not overly sharp, although this one is kind of sharp. Then if I need to go into a corner or something and secure a piece of tape, for example, these are really good at doing that. So I have those. I have had those in one of these containers. Okay, these items right here, each of these has 2 of these, and these are foam, adhesive backed foam, and I cut them into wedges. And the idea is to put them down onto a shelf, actually onto a foam pad, which is this thing right here, and kind of make it at an angle for the pencils. Then one time, I guess the night before, I worked on it for a long time, and I woke up the next day thinking, this thought going in my head, going through my brain, what can I don't want to secure these to the shelves. I want to be able to pull these out, because what if I want to lay this down completely and put markers in them? So I'm going to do, I have binder clips in here. So I want to be able to go like this and have it straight down and not slant it upward like it would be for pencils. Markers, most markers have to lie horizontally. There are some that are not good for that. The paint markers come to mind. So I have those. And so I thought, what can I do? I know I can use this, I think it's 2mm thick foam. And I needed the black because I have to show you now. This is the box. Now, this is just your basic box, but it does have slots in it on both sides. Let's see, this is the bottom. I know this is the bottom because I put an extra piece of board here. And these are the shelves, right? The shelves are 2 pieces of cardboard glued together, and then I paint it. I actually use, it's nice and shiny. This is the Arteza. Most of this was painted with the Arteza Pearl Space Gray acrylic paint. And then on the back here, this was painted with, I ran out of that paint. Excuse me. And I had to break out the black pearl from Deco Art, Dazzling Metallics. And that is very similar to the Pearl Space Gray, which I thought was amazing. I was very happy about that. Okay, so these go in. I still have to cover the sides of the box, which I'm going to do with fabric tape. These are covered, these 2 sides with black fabric tape, and these 2 sides with the green Galaxy tape. It could be Green Nebula. I'm not sure that it has an official name. But I'm going to shove these through here. And be very careful because this is very thin up here. Okay, so that's one of the shelves. This next one, oh, I have to see. There's a very specific way to put these in, and I think I put this in upside down. You might be thinking, does it matter? It does, well, I guess it does just matter to me. I'm gonna take it out. The shelves, when I glued them together, how best to tell you that? I don't even know. Okay, I have, these are Jack Link's flaps, box flaps. So when I put them together, I put them like that, where you see the corrugation there, but not so much there. And I put them together like that. So one side, one edge of the shelf is technically wider than the other edge because they're stuck together like that, and then the other side is a little more smushed together. So I want that part to be on the outer side. Okay. So it's gonna sit up like this. It's sitting down, but it's gonna sit up like that. Now picture that being straight up and down. I can't show you, I can't give you a side view. Also, I can see, you know, pieces of the cardboard color here, so these will be covered with the top and the 2 sides with the green Galaxy tape, and the bottom here with black fabric tape, because this is technically one of the shelves. So I'm just running through this idea. I guess I'm running it by my viewers now. So I'm going to put one of the foam sheets right here, and I do need to cut it down a little bit, I see. And then when I get to this point, I will glue the, not glue, but take off the liner here and put those about right there. So that's going to take a while. I'm not doing that one on camera, and I will have to give you updates on how I'm coming along with this. Now, there's more to this box than just this box. So there's more to this organizer, I should say, than just this box. I also have outer panels, and these go like this. See if I can get these on. Let me take this off. Let me put this on off camera. The true test, Tammy. And then these go on like this. Now, what is that? So these go on over the thing. Now I might have this one turned around. I think a good way to tell is this side is sticking over just a hair, like maybe not even an eighth of an inch on the bottom there, and this side isn't. So that tells me to turn these two panels around to switch them. And then at the top here, top and bottom, I have these, and these are, now the box I used was Amazon Elements Baby Wipes box, and they contain, I get them on Subscribe and Save, and they're great for crafting, and they contain, I think, I want to say 9 packs of baby wipes. So the boxes are very, very sturdy. So this box is an Amazon Elements box. Every part is from an Amazon Elements box. So I just have a couple of those boxes, and now I no longer have those boxes, except for right here. Okay, so this is going to be glued onto the top of the box, and then I have another one right here. Let me see. So that there's an edge all the way around the box. And now that I look at this, I might take the black fabric tape and put it here instead of the green Galaxy tapes. So I think that would look better to have the black on there instead of the green. I'm glad I didn't do that yet. So that's how it's going to look, and after I switch these panels, I'll take a closer look at that. These will also be glued. These panels here will be glued to this box, so everything stays in place. And then the binder clips, which have little smiley faces on them, they're very colorful. They were for this, before I put this all together, before I put the fabric tape on here. These boards, these shelves were kind of loose, and I wasn't really thinking that the fabric would make it more secure. But my idea at the time, at the beginnings of this idea, was to put these like this, and then to secure them down maybe with tape, black tape or something like that. But now I don't think I'm going to need them, or to remove these handles altogether and just leave them like that, and do the blue. I'll see sometimes it doesn't stay down, so that's another reason to take the handles off, I guess. So you kind of get the idea, and then that goes on the other side as well. I may have had it like this, or I may have switched it and done pink on this side, pink on the bottom on this side, and pink and orange, and then green and blue on this side. Did they come down? No. They don't all sit down perfectly. Wouldn't that be nice? And to do it like that, right? So I don't know if I'm still going to put those there or not. It's mostly just to keep the shelves from shifting. I really don't think these are going to shift though, because they are very secure, very secure. Much more secure than they were when I first thought about this idea and started putting it together gradually. So I'm going to cut one of the ramps and show you how I did that. I do have a back panel for this that's already been painted, And when I looked at this, I thought something else goes here. So another piece will go on there. Okay, this one, the spoon palette is roughly the same idea. I need my little scissors and this thing here, and let's get started. Also, oh, before I get started, I do plan to cover these right here also with fabric tape. I'm not sure if I'm going to use just the plain black ones, or maybe I can put the remaining green Galaxy tape on there. I'm not sure I'm going to have enough room. That's one of the strips. This is the black one. Some of the tape that I have, some of the fabric tape that I have has the little seam there, and that cannot be helped. I did my very best to try to avoid getting that. That's actually a pretty good job there. It's right at the edge. Okay. So you just go like this. Hopefully you can see it. Hopefully I can see it, I should say. I don't want to go too far. Cutting out of. I want to go too far down. I did that with one of these. Oh, this one. Where I went too far down with the little scissors, and I had to put tape on, duct tape on the bottom there. And that actually helps with slidability, but this, I don't really have a problem with sliding. The foam is kind of almost non-slip. And then let me do this one. Ugh, that's horrible. So I'm going to do... It's actually been a while, a couple of months I would say, since I cut these little ramps. These little divots out of the little ramps here. Just do a little. These scissors are very sharp. That looks horrible. And then down here, I want to cut. And okay. And these I can go. I'm looking on the bottom just to make sure I'm not going down too far there on the surface. You just have to take your time. You can feel it, the knife tip on the sponge, on the foam underneath there. So you know you don't want to go down too far, because then you're going to just completely cut it apart. Let me do this. Was it that one? Now this one I kind of butchered, but the outer line seems to be intact, and I don't need that part right there. It's going to be cut out. Ooh, that was pretty close down right there. Another thing I was thinking about, I kind of wished I had more of this thick black, like the black foam. The spoon palette I used, the first one, I used black foam, which is about 1/4 inch thick. I think it's 10 millimeters. I cannot find that original pack that I got from Amazon. They no longer sell it. It's no longer available. And that made me very sad when I went in there to try to get another pack, because it contained, I think it was a 12 pack, and I think it contained 4 black, 4 gray, and 4 white sheets, 9 by 12 inches. And it's nice and thick, and nobody has that, has that available. I keep looking. Every once in a while I go into Amazon. Does anybody have this available again? Since I keep finding more and more uses for this. You can also feel when you're snipping with the scissors, you can feel, hopefully, I'm thinking, not too far down, but, and you can pull it off a little bit. Then, there's not that much left to do. Pull that out, and then it's just a matter of kind of trimming this down and feeling if there are any hills. I want it to be as flat as possible, so there's a little hill right here. Okay, it is almost done. Now I'm going to, these, oh, it's such a crude workmanship here, but there is a slant to these, a slight slant, and that's so the bottle sits in there better. Oh, now see, that is pretty. That is almost down to the bottom. I might have to put some tape on that one. So, the best way to do that, oh, I have a, Okay, the best way to do that is to slant the scissors and just cut off that edge there. If you hear any weird sounds, it's the cat. Oh, I need to be. That sounded like Stormy. Okay. Not too bad. That's actually a pretty decent job there. And I can test it. Make sure that it's going to sit there and not wiggle around too much. It's going to basically sit like that. So I'm going to look at that a little more closely. So I kind of want, see, this has to be a little bit down further. See how thin that is? Right, almost to the edge. Because it was kind of wobbly there. This one's almost down. So we'll just do... Okay, let me see. Let me see if I fixed it. Okay. That's a lot better. It's sitting how I want it to be. It looks very crude there. And that was one of the reasons why I was thinking about covering the gray, because it's a black box. And it's going to have... You know, I could have sworn I cut these... Oh, this one fits. I could have sworn I cut these down to size. And they're going to be sitting... You know, it's going to be resting upward like that. Everything on here is colored black, or that space gray and metallic black. Except for this. And I thought about coloring this, but... yeah, that didn't work out so well. I did test a couple, like a Sharpie marker, and then I also tested the acrylic paint on here, and it just didn't it didn't wow me, and I thought, no, I don't want to do that. So this one, I thought maybe just covering it with the fabric tape just on the edge here, and that would go just that part. I could do it like that, but just that little part there, and I might actually have enough. This could be wide enough maybe to accommodate both of these, you know. But I don't think I have enough of this particular color. These are, I think these are the only two I have left, although I could have sworn I had another one. I don't see it. And I may have covered it or used it to cover, oh, maybe this one, maybe one of these panels. These are the last two that I covered last night, I believe. So I will probably do this black. I also have a black Galaxy color, which would be almost entirely black, but with little, you know, instead of these being green like this, they would be whitish and gray, right? White and gray in the middle there. I could try that. So that's my idea. That's my, you can call it harebrained if you want, but it was very relaxing working on this after working in my favorite distance learning portal, Blackboard. Okay, it's my least favorite, but it's the only one I know, really, so I can't really call it my favorite or my least favorite. I can just call it, sometimes it's a challenge to work in there. Okay, I was in there tonight, as a matter of fact. So, I think it's a good idea. I'm going to keep you updated. The next thing I'm going to do is cover this box right here, glue these together, glue the panels on, well, switch these around, of course, and come out a little more, and then I'll keep you updated on my progress. You know, in 2 weeks, I hope I can finish this between now and 2 weeks. That would be great, because I wanted, the whole idea, because this is made of cardboard, is to make these shelves as sturdy as possible, because when these sit in here, you know, in here on their little ramps and everything, they're going to be filled with pencils eventually, and pencils are not lightweight. A lot of pencils are very heavy, and so you have 3 of these that are going to sit in here. And they're on their little respective ramps, which fit perfectly in here, by the way. Let's see if I can. They fit perfectly in here, so they'll be like that, only slanted upward, courtesy of the wedges. Maybe I should. And I want them to be on the foam. You know, I want the foam to be underneath that and the wedge on top of the foam. And then when if I want to store my markers like that, I want them to lie flat, and I can just remove this with the wedges adhered to it and put that aside and just put markers in. Give that a thumbs up. I should have called this an I have an idea, because who's ever done anything like this? You want to make cardboard as sturdy as you can make it, especially if you're going to put things on it that are going to weigh a good amount. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a total flop. I don't know. But at least I'm trying. So if you got an idea in your head, just work it out and just play around with it until it becomes reality. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and have a creative day. Bye.